Right, we are looking good. Things all set. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well. A little bit overcast today, so I've got my light on standby just in case. But it is another pretty beautiful spring day. I do hope everyone is doing well. Man, 2-3. I don't know what's gonna drive me crazy first. Is it gonna be the clown, the puppet, or the bad logic? Because, oh man. I can kind of see why people aren't as crazy about this case, unfortunately. I mean, it has its ups and its downs, but just... Again, I can kind of see why the community considers this one of the weakest cases of all of Ace Attorney. But, we press on. We are in investigation day 2. Nick? What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick is it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. Oh, that, what's it? Something or other. Whatever it is. First she put her right thumb next to her left hand and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How? How'd you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. Yep. Well, I guess let's go talk to Max, see how he's doing after today. Hey, Kumama! Got confused, thought I was playing Ace Attorney 4, did play all this game. Yeah, hi, how are you? Yeah, no, we're not playing Apollo Justice just yet. It'd be really nice if they came out with a what's it? A second trilogy? That'd be really nice. But how are you? Happy to see you. Oh, my sweeties! You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, The Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Oh gosh. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Justice for all, Apollo Justice. The justice part messed you up. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Jenna, how are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Just hoping this game doesn't bog me down today. I mean, I know we'll get through this case, we'll have our fun, and then we'll move on to the final case, but still. I mean, it was kind of how when I was talking about it in another community yesterday, where someone's like, yeah, playing 2-3 is kind of a rite of passage when it comes to Ace Attorney games. So, it is what it is. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. If I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Thought this case was pretty good, but you're definitely a minority. That's fine, Kumama. I am absolutely fine with that opinion. Like, I mean, there's good parts, but sometimes there are parts that just are just like, just drive you crazy. I mean, I can get past, like, the characters and stuff, but just sometimes the logic in the game just... I mean, everybody's probably experienced this, where they're playing it, but then they get too far ahead in the logic. They're like one step ahead and whatnot. Than what whatever answer the logic wants it to be for progressing forward. Yeah, not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. I understand that a lot of stuff that I really like is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that is perfectly fine. There's no no positive or negative assigned to those that do or don't like something, so... Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. Oh no. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. Seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business. I mean, it doesn't work unless you don't sign the contract. Have you thought of that? Boy. Great dude. The night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here's how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what the stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? He already... Was Maya not paying attention when he accidentally let it leak yesterday? When he said he uses wires? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much, it's much harder than you think. So I guess we're just gonna let that slide as a way of, yeah, we didn't hear anything about his magic tricks. No, nothing at all. Alright. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask of you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous! A great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? Wow. But... I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told this story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me. I am really sick of telling this story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. So you're tired of telling the story, and yet you carry a picture of the moment with you at all times. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. But of course, yes. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. There you go! Like, you would have a mutual point, like, you're performers, but then, like, being able to, you know, I don't know, hype them up and wanting to do better and also kind of bringing them up on your level. That's what a good, like, friend, leader, motivator person does, is that they try to bring people up on their level instead of, like, pushing them down. It's like you don't get brighter just because you blow somebody else's candle out, you know? That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Not in so few condescending words, but... Learn how to get thrown in jail. Phoenix has got him there. Alright. Anything else we want to talk to you about? Is there anything else we would question him about? Just in case. Guess I don't think there's anything else. It never hurts. I just trying to cover all my bases before we get stuck in logic limbo again. Alright. Back to the very big circus. You hear that? It sounds like two people are arguing. Gee, I wonder who. Alright, let's do it. Are you ready? Yes, wait. Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. Alright, let's go. Row, row, row your boat. Oh gosh. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that. Trying my best, but Trillo, this just isn't going to work. Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. You can't handle something as simple as this. What are you going to do then? Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trillo. What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course? No? I'm sorry. Secret crash training. Whoa. Yes, Trillo wouldn't give up until I said we'd try out his new idea for a new routine. So we were trying to sing in a round for our new ventriloquism act. In a round? You can really do that? That's incredible. See? See? Even they are surprised by that. I told you. You're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea. Once we've got a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice. You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. Ah, there it is. Now I've got this rink back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina. Dude. Oh well. I got something I gotta show you. But not that. Do you mind taking a look at this? I guess we won't need you to look at this after all. How does it just show it to everybody? Whatever. I know that you already testified in court today. You want to talk about what we saw, right? Yes. Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just looking at his walk and how he acted. Right, Ben? Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. Then we said hello and didn't even get a reply. Not to mention, he was draped in those gaudy symbols. What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols? What do you think, Ben? What? I would have thought it was the ringmaster. Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw. I was hoping I could ask you about Regina. I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now. Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent? Ha! You haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart? Eh? Waiting like this is part of being in love. Okay. How so? If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is such wonderful, sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts. Yeah, I knew that. Poor Maya. She's so red, she looks like a vine-ripe tomato. Vine-ripe tomato. So how is this new routine working out? Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're going to take the ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution. That sounds incredible. Let me make one thing clear. We're not going to take on the world just because that jerk said we should. That jerk? Max Galactica. Performer should aim for the world. Who does he think he is? Trillo, you seem to really be fired up about all this. He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage. I mean, isn't this kind of what he wanted anyway, and it's lighting the fire underneath them that he also wanted? You're right. You're right. Mark my words, I, Trilloquist, will win the Grand Prix. Was the Grand Prix for performers or was it just for magicians? I'm confused. You're the man now, doll. Row, row, row your boat will be the key to a glorious victory. Not to rain on your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best? Hey, you've got to start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up, you've got to be a part of this too. Well... anything else? I don't know, I guess that's it. Let's go to the big top. See what's over here. Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know. But if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Hehe, Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? No, 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 no. I'm just, allergic to wild tigers. You can't fault the guy. Like, heck. Anybody would be frightened by a wild animal, especially making, like, I don't know, threatening noises at them. The same with a dog. A dog can be adorable, but if it's approaching you and making growling at you, it's like, you don't want anything to do with it. Am I right? We still haven't cleaned this place up yet. If Pearly got one look at the state of this place, she'd slap whoever was in charge across the face. Remind me to never invite her to my office. It doesn't seem like that big of a mess, at least this much of a mess, so... not seeing anything new, so... Max and the Ringmaster had their talk in this room. I could have been when the Ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside. Why do you have to do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something? Nothing new or out of place here. Oh, it's you two. You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest? I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her. Yeah, I figured as much. Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. Do you have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much? Oof. Francisca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself. No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way. Why are you defending her? Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up. 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 It's like she's wound him up pretty tight. She's directly above us as we speak. Huh? How's that possible? According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal. Oh, I see. Who lives in that room behind the window up there? The acrobat's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't go getting any ideas of going up to the acrobat's room. Got it, pal? No, never. Francisca Von Karma. Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. Okay. I guess let's go see Mo. See if he's around. Excuse me. Okay. Gotta stay hydrated, folks. Showing you're reading a whole lot. Mo's not here. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away. Aha, aha, aha. What do you think he is laughing at when he's all by himself? I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. He must really love his work. I mean, it's important to love your work. You gotta... If someone can achieve a sense of ikigai, then it's great. Ikigai being I-K-I-G-A-I, I believe. It's a Japanese term for, like, all, like, your purpose, your mission, what you enjoy, and what you can do. Like, all those 4 things working in a round, and if you have, like, the perfect job at the center of all that, then it's, like, it's immense, like, incredible balance. Something like that. Where could it be? He's gotta be here, right? Ah, right. Welcome to the wonderful, the fabulous, the cafeteria. Yikes, he's in an awfully good mood. Alright, you know what time it is. Riddle time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy. Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of bowel destruction? Woo! Wrong. Try again. Okay, what do you think, girly? I got it. Okay, what is your answer? Because they are in the cafeteria. Exactly. It's an incredibly sad place, that cafe. Well. I did it! What's going on? He's being too nice. I mean, today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? You're telling me. I didn't think it was going to be so tough. Tough? Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story and even greater jokes, but no one busted out laughing. I mean, some of your stuff had punchlines, but you didn't really hit the mark. Or the bullseye, if you say so. You even used the famed no shirt, no shoes, no service joke. Exactly. How can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that? I'm glad I got a laugh out of somebody. More puns than anything else, but... I mean, I do have one good joke. Alright, chat. This is my one classic joke that I always share all the time if I'm looking for one ringer. Why did Mozart get rid of his chickens? Because whenever he asked, who's your favorite composer, all they could say was Bach. Oh, man. Are you 100% sure about your testimony today? I saw what I saw. I swear, that creep just flew through the air. If anyone else has any really good jokes, you can always lay them on me. Of course, safe for work, non-political, keep the swearing to a minimum and such. It wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see a Cyclops, he must be telling the truth. Speaking of Max... Ah, not this picture. He showed it to you guys too. Huh? You've seen it as well? Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. Oh yeah. He didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He'd make us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness. He's got a big bust? I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust, not that I'm into that sort of thing. I mean, if there's something that there should be that isn't, then that's suspicious. Max's bust should be on that small table over there. There's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah. When was it? I'd say about 5 days ago, all of a sudden. The bust disappeared. It disappeared? You want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Oh wow. Max just had to pick the picture up. Hey, this thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Aww. Okay. Is there anything else that's changed about this place? Nope, nothing's changed that I can see. I wonder if he's actually thinking about this or if he's setting up a bad joke. Nope, I'm drawing a blank here. Quiet Mo is a good Mo in my book. I guess there really aren't any other things that have changed, huh? Well, there is this one teensy tiny thing that does seem different. Tell us! Alright, dude. Well, on the morning of the crime over on that bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center. Piece of paper? It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see its title. Yikes! It says, "To the murderer." Murderer? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped off. And I don't know who posted it. When did you find this? The morning before the murder. Before the murder? Yes, the ringmaster was killed the night after this paper was discovered. Who in the world posted this thing? Right. Nick, I think we'd better follow up on this important lead. Well, thanks, Mo. Hang on, let's present it to him just in case. Morning of the murder, this was posted up on the bulletin board. That's around when Max clonked Ben over the head. Sorry I hadn't remembered it until now. It was torn down before anyone really paid any attention to it. So you don't know what was written on it, do you? Unfortunately, I don't. But I bet you they would know. Who are they? Max and Ben. They were here before me that morning. Okay. Well, that's a clue. A clue for this clue. Alright, you two. Okay, so he won't talk. So we gotta go ask Max. Do you know anything about this note? Morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. In company? I guess it wasn't really a company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat. Oh. Because wasn't there a note of something being in his coat pocket? Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Uh-huh. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. Go and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess. Alright. Back we go. Gina's not here. Alright. Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. I bet it's that other half of the note that Mo gave us. Now let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it! It fits perfectly with the other piece! What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Tonight at 10 p.m.? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Oh boy. This is getting deep. Anything else? Ringmaster's tailcoat. Expertly cleaned and pressed. It's got one perfect crease. The ringmaster must have liked things neat and tidy. This is kind of pointless, isn't it? There's no way this beats Moe's room. Now that's cool. All I can hear in my head now is aha, aha. Look at all the stars on this poster. This must have been the poster they used to promote their public appearances. Posters are the way to go, aren't they? What do you mean? We should make posters to promote our law firm. We've read this before. I think just everything's been refreshed, so we don't miss anything. Alright. No, nothing. Fine. Gumshoe! Hey, Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you did a good job as usual. Well, I am done with the investigation of the acrobat, finally. With Miss Von Karma. Curious. Nick, what is that? That beeping sound. It's Miss Von Karma. Huh? Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something? You don't mind, pal. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, quick. See ya, pal. I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. The wind's as biting as— Ow! As biting as lashes from a whip. Von Karma. She really did appear. It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. You mean the story of my defeat at the hands of making national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win just by a smudge. Alright, lady. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something big, huh? Huh, I'm amazed you pick up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? Conclusive witness? You mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah, I already get it. You want to beat and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred Von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. More word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this or any other conversation? Then what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again, one more time. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth. What? Yeah, that's what I was about to say, really. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Come on, Phoenix. Miles Edgeworth. Why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma. Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was... right again. Miles was like a little brother to me. Huh? Little brother? But Edgeworth and Nick are the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he is gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Nick, what does she mean? Huh? Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case. And then, with the case after that one, he never set foot in the court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. What? I'm sorry? Edgeworth, no! That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead? I don't believe it. He's still alive, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddled the honorable name Von Karma. I'm going to find him. And then, I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again. Okay? Nick? Miss Von Karma? What? I don't know if you are God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had about enough of you. Him too! What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Ooh, she means business. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. Ooh. Yeah, Phoenix is snappy. Oh. Hello. Got some burbs. And you're in a wheelchair? You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. Here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro. Mr. Acro. How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you'd definitely show up here. Acro, you're a member of this circus as well? That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. And nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all, without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me, he was truly a lifesaver. Yeah, oh. Seems like the ringmaster was truly a saint. He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Regina is so cute, she's truly a princess. Truly a princess? Are you sure that's a good thing? Do I detect a hint of a grudge against Regina? I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair? The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. Do they not have an elevator in this house? That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobatics session, right? Uh-oh. Cyclops. Didn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were you injured? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on at this circus then? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. Ah, you went there for rehabilitation. What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Geez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see. The scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive that was Max you saw flying? I am absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick? What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. It's got something to do with her, and you should go straight to the source. Her? Regina. Ask her about it. Maximilian Galactica, right? You'll have to forgive me, but I try not to think about him. Acro won't even look at it. It looks like something is really weighing on him. What about money? Heh, money is a great friend to me. That pile of treasure over there is his collection, huh? It is indeed. Money will bring anything back with him. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I'm not great with the ladies, but I seem to be pretty popular with the animals. Let's see if we can start unlocking these. I have to ask you, but how are you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes. Unfortunately, acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? I don't think I have what we need. Damn. Alright. Here. Oh, I guess we should go back and talk to Regina. If she's there. Ah. Alright, Regina. Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Yeah! Nick! Wonderful. Today's special must be Filet-O-Phoenix. Stay, heal! Oh, Maya, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I made a mistake. A mistake? Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? I still don't think you should be sicking a lion on anything, even if it's a monkey or human. It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was. I love my dad so much. I hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father. That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. Does anyone else want to tell her? For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Welcome in, everyone. We were just in the middle of Case 2-3, the infamous Big Top, Turnabout Big Top in Ace Attorney 2. A star? Good, hope all is good here, yeah. It's been a good one, but thank you again for bringing your community over. It means so much. It means my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet you there's no way that Maya believes that. What do you mean there's no way I believe that? You think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so? Yeah, you will. I think. I've got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky. I wonder if everything's alright with Regina. Just to go back and clear something up, why'd you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you? It must be something shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles, it's really beautiful. You should see it. Should? When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Phoenix! Oh well. I'll get it for you. Leave it all up to us. Guess there's no turning down that request. Yay, you're really gonna do it? Alright, Regina? Regina, have you ever seen this before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. Huh? It was in your pocket? That piece of paper was in your pocket? I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast time? Yeah, I always take Acro as breakfast in the morning. That's also when I take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realized the piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged in someone else's pocket. And then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you? I did. I stuck it up there. How'd you know? So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think. That explains a lot. I wonder who wrote this. There's no denying it. Max is cool. I want to try flying someday with Max. He's already flown off into her own little world. Nick, I want to try flying too. Okay, I'll think about it. He just loves to cause nothing but trouble, that cute little monkey. But don't you think using a tiger to scare him is a bit much? Huh? Why's that? Do you really have to ask that? It's dangerous to use a tiger for that kind of thing. It's not dangerous at all. Regent's just a little kitten. I've seen plenty of kittens, and that's no kitten. Oh boy. I wonder what they mean by murderer. It's like some sort of soap opera. It's kind of strange. Strange is probably too nice of a word. What now? We've got a number of clues. We've talked to Regina. Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Bistro du Cirque, aka the cafeteria. It smells so good in here. And those burgers look great. She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted buns, special sauce. They are absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into hamburger heaven. I bet. I can tell by the smell. Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. Those burgers must have some kind of special power. Do you have a burger? Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? Okay. That's all I've thought about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You heard Acro's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was younger? He's calmed down a bit, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset that he said he couldn't go on. Was he that upset? Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes. What? Really? Max would still be an issue, though. Max? He may be a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right. Mo. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know. The tragedy? You know? What is he talking about? Get over what tragedy, Mo? Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nothing at all. He must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's it. You're right, girlie. Dang, dang, dang. Correct him. Oh. Yeah. Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? Eek! No, not at all. What makes you think that? Just the way you said if everyone can get over the tragedy seems a bit strange. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Eek, 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 eek. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? Uh-oh. So now we're getting closer to the truth. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. 6 months ago, eh? So... Acro mentioned 6 months ago. Now he's mentioning 6 months ago. You get anything out of him? Excuse me. Mo, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at this circus? Okay, there's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there, some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead. Fortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Actually, I've kind of got an idea of what happened back then. Mo, you said something about an accident? This wouldn't happen to be the cause of that accident, would it? Oh, man. I don't think we have what we need. Man, everybody's got all these Cyclops. What the heck? Let's go ask Max, I guess. He must have taken Max in for questioning again. There really isn't anything that we need to ask him right now anyway. You're right, I guess. Alright, let's go then. And where am I gonna get my facts from? There still seems to be a lot of information that we're missing here. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. Staying up a little later than I want to, trying out some stuff for stream that just, ugh. But at the very least, it means we have some new and exciting stuff coming to the stream soon enough. Should be fun. Ugh. And again, throws my sleep schedule off. Anybody else like that? Sleepy kind of day, yep. In fact, I kind of wonder what the weather's looking like, because sometimes it's sleep, low energy, sometimes it has to do with the weather. Like, it's cloudy today, there is a chance of rain, so there could be some sort of pressure system moving through the area that just kind of messes with my energy. Alright. Oh, I mean, I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. You think he might be trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max. You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trillo, Mo, they all have nothing nice to say. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle. But what? That doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. And it was proven that neither Ben nor Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume, but Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. Well, hang on. We're looking for Regina's costume. Ew, it's a huge pile of trash. Man's trash is another monkey's treasure. I guess you're right. Look, they're all shiny things. He's even got a motorcycle exhaust. What do they call this thing? Oh, a tuba, right? Of course it's a tuba, silly. You didn't know that? Hey, it's a picture of Regina. Well, she is a shining beauty. No objections here. But no costume? He doesn't want to talk. Mo's not here. What's that? I hear something. Stop it, Nick. You're scaring me. Nick, it's money! That monkey's holding something. That's it. That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? Alright, time to take on this monkey, attorney style. Yikes! Wah! I had to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick, you... Swiped it while Money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see it, let me see it! Huh? You can see it fine from where you are. You know what I mean, I really want to try on Regina's costume. Maybe then they'll take you in at the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. Dang, Nick! Phoenix? What's the matter now? It doesn't fit me at all. Oh well, guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Not to mention, it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. Well, I guess there's one solution. Let's go see Regina. Here you go, Regina. Yay, thank you! You really got it back for me! Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Attorney. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt to mush in front of this girl. Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine. It was Leon's. Leon's? You know, the lion she told us about. Oh, the one that someone killed. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he? That's right, my dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down and then he opened his mouth. You know, growl. Oh. Uh-huh. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. Wait, you put your head into a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd always loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming. You sure they were screaming because they loved seeing you do that? Anyways. What was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. Hello? Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when Leon... Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Uh-oh. Oh no. I have bad feelings. This might be at least enough to talk to Mo. Yeah. Burgers. I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during the practice, right? How did you? I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Like putting her head inside Leon's mouth, right? Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her. Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't clam up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. Promised? He's involved in this too. He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about... Oh. I always hit backspace instead of something else. Oops. The only other person that's made mention of this accident and is also clamming up on us. It's gotta be Acro. He's the only one that makes sense. It must have been Acro, right? How? How did you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No. No way. I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. Alright. Get a refill. It's just like you said, you know, the accident. Did someone die? No. But it would have probably been better if he had. What? How would that have been better? He's still alive. But when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in. Coma? All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital. That's all he's ever going to be able to do. See. How is he related to Acro? He's his brother. Huh? The person who got bit was Acro's brother. Brother? They were an acrobat team of brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Oh no. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Who is Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingling, but everyone always called him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Some sick grin. No way, that's impossible! Smirking Lion, a flying murderer. Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all of these incredible events? Nick, can lions smile? We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. That's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all this truthfulness has put me in a mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. There he goes, acting like his normal crazy self. Achoo! Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. Huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel? That's basic clownmanship. Girly, I know you gotta understand that. Nick, I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with pepper. Bat? From my point of view, those two always looked so perfect together. They looked perfect together, huh? Have anything else to say? Well... I think we may have an idea of who to talk to. Because there's one more thing. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? We're back because Acro's hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It seemed that he knows that we know. Well, well, it seems that you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away. Oh, Acro. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acro, you really telling me the practice accident was the cause of your injury? Leon. 6 months ago, you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm on the right track, I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. So let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Bad. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo. He must have told you. Yes, we learned about that from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. Slip of the tongue? Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident, together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. Still haven't broken Acro's last cyclock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive? Regina. You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina is incapable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I overdid it again. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. This... Where did you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noted it was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. My legs were injured by Leon. 6 months ago. My younger brother, Bat, had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do. You have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane! Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too. But that lion was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Fortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened? He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. See. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. That's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. The scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. Oh! When he bit down on Bat's head. The expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick? I know, Mo said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Von Karma! Get out of here! Miss Von Karma, I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. Ooh, boy. Methinks a deeper plot. There's a deeper plot behind all this, unfortunately. Yeah, go away, Von Karma. Nobody likes you right now. Oh boy. Okay. So, I need to go take a break. I'm going to take a little bit more than 3 minutes because I'm actually gonna go brew myself a cup of tea. I think I've got like some strawberry green tea left that I can have that'll have a little bit of caffeine in it. Because, whoo boy, I need to get over this yawning. But we are going to take a break. I encourage you all to do the same. Stand up and stretch, go to the bathroom, snacks and beverages, all that stuff. Just take care of you. We'll run some ads in the meantime, and we will be back. Uh,
What if you could do
right, muted. Give me a few minutes to make a cup of tea. We'll run some ads, and we'll be right back, and I'll leave y'all with the OST in the meantime. Alright, perfect timing. We are back. Let's take a moment to sip my green tea I've got. It's really good. It worked out. I decided to make a iced green tea since it is still a bit warmer today. Welcome back. Thank you. And you know, thinking about it while I was listening to the soundtrack in the background is maybe something else that makes this game just a little bit weaker than the others is maybe that the soundtrack isn't as good. Because as banging as the soundtrack was in 1, is that a lot of the like tense and objection and other like, you know, intense moment soundtracks just don't hit as much as that one does, you know? So maybe that's kind of something that sadly takes away from it. I mean, I know they were trying to do probably something different to be like, it's a sequel and try some different tracks and stuff, but you just can't beat Ace Attorney 1 music, you know? I mean, not that a soundtrack is absolutely everything, but it's like, when you have a strong soundtrack, it is really, really, like, memorable. Probably still figuring out what the game was. Yeah, absolutely. It's like going off of the success of the first one, it's like, okay, we gotta, you know, we gotta keep this going and all that, so that's what it is. I mean, I'm glad they didn't stop. Certainly glad they didn't stop, considering how much I've heard about 3 and 4 and even 5 and 6. I mean, I've heard 5 is probably a little bit weaker, but it's still good. And then like 6 is like almost up there with like 3, which is the next one we're playing, so. Yeah, you just can't beat like a good soundtrack in terms of likability and memorability and all that for sure. Okay. Got some green tea in me. Okay, real quick. I promise we'll get right back to it, but let me just go to the potty. Okay, finally. Thank you everyone for your patience. It is much appreciated. Again, just when you're streaming or doing whatever, sitting down for a long time, you just gotta remember to take care of yourself. Make sure you're staying hydrated, make sure you've got stuff to eat and to drink. Take up stretch breaks or sit down or whatever. If you're on your feet or you're sitting down and stuff, you just gotta remember to do what you need to do if it's good for your body. This is a good call to pull up the Ace Attorney 1 soundtrack for this because, man, definitely just wants to make you go out and shout, "Objection!" You know. Alright. Let's get back to it. I might keep that on the back burner, though. His Ace Attorney 2 tracks are just, or Ace Attorney 1 tracks are just so stinking good. Alright. So, trial day 2. Let's go. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usually sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina? How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? Uh-oh. So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Hey everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Oh gosh. Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. Early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. I mean, yeah, but... Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. You know, this is actually kind of considerate, considering, like, that Mo didn't like him, but still brought him a glass of milk since he knows it helps with his nerves before a performance. This is actually kind of nice. Oh my, thanks. So how are you today, right? Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. Oh. What are you going to do then, Nick? Guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro to the truth. Okay. Okay, so they're telling you up front that you can't press him, which I'm going to imagine either means it's a runaround or it's a penalty. So to get to the heart of the matter, we're just gonna have to go at him with evidence. Got it. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Oh, Mo. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Man, as much of a jokester as Mo is, he really does have, like, a heart and a brain in all of this. Like, I mean, he cares about his family, he cares about the ringmaster and Regina. Like, I mean, he still shows that he cares. I mean, heck, he even came down to give Max the carton of milk for his nerves. And still understanding what the overarching plot of all this is, and saying, hey, you gotta watch out for Acro. Like, as slightly annoying as Mo is, I'm kind of warming up to him now with all this. It's kind of a character growth arc for him. Okay, a little redemption. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her to the court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Yeah. Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order, order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Aww. Poor Gumshoe. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Burbs! Another burb. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see that the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Alright, Acro. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution might need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timings for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Ooh! Ooh! Von Karma cutting deep! Mr. Wright, you have a problem with the witness's testimony. In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. Ooh. Von Karma trying to shortcut Phoenix over here by making him think about Miles. I still don't understand what Phoenix's deal with Edgeworth is. I mean, like, nothing from the previous game really painted anything of ill will or ill, I don't know, just of a negative connection between Phoenix and Miles. Guess we'll see. Okay. Let's do this. Because we don't know. I know it's saying that we can't press him, or it's not going to be best to press him or do our normal stuff, but does it mean, like, we're just gonna get penalized, or we're just gonna get the runaround? We'll see. Let's just try. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Oh, I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Judge! Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Okay, so right now we're not getting penalized, but we are kind of not getting to the heart of matters. Okay. The room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? That was indeed. Pressing Acra doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Resting in his bed. I don't know, his right now matches up with Moe's. Or even though it must have been 30 feet away, if it was right below his window and he's on the 3rd floor, that would still be about the same distance even from Moe's room on the 1st floor. I'll hold off. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. I can find a clear contradiction. I should tread lightly. A few minutes later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action Phoenix! Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Dang, I just strengthened this testimony. Wonder if Acra's statement jives with the facts. Okay, so... well, we've got to point out what it is. It was a large action figure. I mean, I think they're alluding to the bust, but we haven't found it yet. Hold off. What's the matter, mister? I feel like all these right now are kind of bait, and you've got to kind of figure it out. It's not just going to be, oh, something's different, so this must be exactly what I'm thinking, and thinking is wrong. Nothing. Okay. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? Safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. And honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. Hey, Tenpower, how are you? It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Why would you make a statement as that you would see white roses if you couldn't exactly tell who it was? I mean, clearly there it's supposed to look like Max with the cloak and the hat, but did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get, but maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony? That he saw it isn't the problem, unless here we could say, why would you see the silk hat if his silk hat was at the crime scene? So maybe there's something there. But I'm gonna hold off. Yeah, Von Karma stands ready. Thought you were dreaming. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's not important. It is. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Snap! Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. Okay, so... yeah, I've got some feelings, but I'm gonna hold off until the game confirms more stuff. But I do feel there's at least one contradiction that we could point out. Your room is turned off, it's true. On fly. Clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak. So, this has got to be where our contradiction is. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. There's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Do, hopefully. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Why would he say that's the ringmaster's hat, though? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max had two silk hats? No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Ooh. Ooh. We ready to go there? Hold, please. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary. Bird, no! He is staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up for myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No one we've come across seems to have fit the bill, so I'm gonna say he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Okay, I think we're making some progress. Order! Order! What the? What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick! Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, where exactly was Mr. Dingling? Exactly where he said he was. In his room. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. I feel this is his nerves coming out, or his guts at least. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that you saw Max, didn't he? Excuse me. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. There it is with that wording again. Because we haven't found the murder weapon yet, right? So we can't say anything right now. I think we will finally be graced with an explanation. Don't push it, Mon Karma. What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play and my hand sucks right now. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? He means that everything he said up until now has been nonsense. It's true, right? You can't establish proof of your murder theory, then it's nonsense. He's trying to fool us by playing some misdirection game. No! The game played me! Boo. It looks like this isn't going to pass muster. Nick, you've got to show them some evidence! Easier said than done. What will it be, Mr. Wright? I'm going to present some evidence. Okay, fine. What did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry? No way. Hold the phone. This has been missing. This is a heckin' heavy statue. We have to establish Max wasn't at the scene, but yet he was seen. They saw his face. They saw his hat. So this is the only thing that makes sense. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. Bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! See, this is how Acro is able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's amble bust. Order? Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away from things this time. Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Well, what? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't I see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Hurry, Acro. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of the bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. It makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. Thus it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Dang it, Von Karma. Alright. Made progress, so we are going to save. In case there's some shenanigans. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Huh? Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. I have a strong upper body. Right. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Wow! Whoa, 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 whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. There's no way I could have exerted that force. Body... How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. The witness was carrying the bust who would not be able to see out below the window. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window? Thus, there is no way I would have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turned things around? Maybe if you think sorta like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. Only I could prove somehow. And Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. All I had to do was drop it. You're right, I could have done that. However, there was no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some sort of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. And maybe we overlooked something. Hold the phone. No way. We haven't thought back on this in a long time, but... the box was in the snow. Let's go. We got it. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I might add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling, how about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes, hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. You should take a look at this. Okay, so I guess maybe it could have been one or the other. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer of all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Yes. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. And the next question I have is who placed that box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! Ow! 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. Weight? The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have had to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Just still calmly walking that tightrope. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? The cafeteria. Yeah. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Arr! Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. This is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? He did say something that I think kind of tipped me off to this. Because he mentioned money. He mentioned money. And that is a shiny statue. So, money lives with him too, and that's where all of his treasures go. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring? So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Oh, snap. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Ah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order? Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Sorry. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Do you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? Possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't be so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know! You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of a crime. Ah! There was no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. If that's true, how do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? No way. If we're saying it's the bust is missing. It wasn't left at the crime scene. So he would have had to have lifted it back up into his room. Plus, oh gosh. Plus, the ringmaster was wearing Max's outfit. He saw— Ow! I asked who the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. We got this. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hand. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? Oh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? It had to. If I'm going with where my logic is going and where the game is leading me, we had to. Fool! Him? You were saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would have been the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. Do you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. And this is where the magic happens. The very instant that the bust hit the victim, wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. Mo looked out his window. The cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling upon it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. Ta-da! So you can see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. Sure has. He has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? Contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Uh-oh. Dang it, I can't back out. This is the only other thing I can think of that would lure somebody, namely the ringmaster, to the plaza exactly at 10 p.m. Dang it. Ugh. Dang it. Try again. Been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed. Dadgummit. Nick, they say they want evidence. One possible murder note. Still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. What, because he heard 2 thumps? No, because he said he heard the thump, and then he said he heard... that he saw Max Clonkum, which wasn't true. Oh boy. What am I missing? Contradiction. So that he placed the box. He placed the box, and he dropped the bust as soon as he dropped it. Not the note. Come on, don't tell me I'm gonna get stuck on this. Not this. What am I missing? Man, we were on a roll too. Hmm. 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 I'm thinking. Again, I'm getting stuck on the fact that there was the thump, which maybe could have been the ringmaster opening the box. And then if he saw, right as he saw the moment that the statue was dropped in the cloak, and then the cloak fly away, or the bust fly away. What contradiction am I missing? This is the only thing that I can think of. It wasn't for the note, but we're getting ahead of ourselves because we haven't brought that up yet. It's just the bust. Bot. Fuck. The only other thing could be about the silk hat. That's the one contradiction that we had with Mose, or at least one of them. That he saw the hat, but the hat was left at the crime scene. We may get a game over, but then we'll just come back to where we were before this all started with more health. Really? Okay. Okay. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Moe's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Don't you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Moe said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Moe saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat, well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? They got covered. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Moe didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! Okay. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Oh boy. What do you say? Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. True. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. Well, what do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel that this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can I get my health back? Please? Alright, we're gonna go save. Okay. And since we are coming to the top of the hour, rerolls do need to be turned off, so I probably do need to take another break. Again, it's healthy to take breaks, especially so I can turn off pre-rolls for anybody that's coming in. This court declares we will play hide and seek at recess. I mean, I'm down. I loved hide and seek as a kid. Oh man. And how are you, Jethro? Okay, so I will leave you all with the soundtrack we were listening to. You do that. Just because I kind of like the idea of not leaving you guys in complete silence. So, pull that back up. Yeah, it's not going to be as long of a break this time. I've had my tea, so I'm good. Just need to stand up and stretch. Play some ads so we turn off pre-rolls, because we never want them running in the midst of any of the action or the story or the lore or anything. And we want the same for the ads for anybody that's coming in. So, I will leave you all with the soundtrack to jam along to, and we'll run some ads. Good, a little under the weather, but hanging in there. Oh, I do hope you feel better, Jethro. I'm sorry to hear that. I know it's never fun to be under the weather or anything like that. But yeah. Okay, so 3 minutes. I'll leave y'all with the soundtrack. Y'all won't be missing anything, and we will be back. Alright, we are back. Thank you everyone for your patience. Great. Let's check some things. That down. Great. Let us continue, shall we? Hurts to double save, especially if I'm at so low health right now. I can't believe it! Acro! Pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Oh. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went all to this trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. The scarf. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. And everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. That's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. Huh? So if it's a secret from Von Karma, but she has a message, he had a message from the prosecutor. Who is Von Karma? Nothing is very... No, I forget what... That doesn't make sense. And final plans? What did he mean by that, the very end part? Not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? Interesting. Okay. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to hear the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Oop. Oh boy. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? Might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course, well... Well, no, because... Hold on. There's no question or doubt in anybody's mind about this, so this is just going to make me end up looking like a fool. No? That would be my gut instinct, but there's no need to cross-examine this witness. Ooh, what's that? Why was the ringmaster murdered? There's no need to delve into that bit of testimony when I know the answer already. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. Why, I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? No. Oh, no. It wasn't the ringmaster. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. Want to jump to the end of things? Then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Oh, no. Oh, no. To the murderer. He was calling Regina out. Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? He wouldn't have seen who was down there. You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, "You're wrong." That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to— Ah! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Barry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. Oh, I got your proof. It's not pretty. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." The purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m. So you're saying that he called Russell Barry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the— That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Barry. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the Ringmaster, saw the note? That's correct. The Ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. He was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible! Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright, if you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer. Just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The Ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza. Ah, the classic conclusive evidence. Right. In place of his lovely daughter. I'll hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? Incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to this present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. Conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually my badge, and I can't say crap. This is all we have to go on. This is what was supposed to be luring Regina out. This is what was in the box. This had to be it, though. This had to be like the two thumps that he heard was the ringmaster opening the box and then closing it, bending down to pick it up, and then boom. At you! At you! At you! What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. You're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question after I save. Not going all the way back to that, my gosh. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim? Oh no. Oh no. Because they kept joking about each other back and forth. That kept making a joke about Regina being allergic or hating pepper and making her sneeze. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead? Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Gina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into a current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Barry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. Then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? More than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being. Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. Oh no, we never got a chance to look at this, but the only thing we have that belonged to Bat. And it says it had pepper in it, which would also tie back to the conclusive evidence of the pepper in the chest. Ooh. They said the lion was smiling. It had a grin on its face when he stuck his head in there. Oh no. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor. What might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? And this bird pecking me in the forehead? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Barry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? Still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. It's my favorite way to eat scarves, with pepper all over them. Oh gosh. And I'm blanking. So you're saying your favorite pasta dish is scarf e pace? That was a bad attempt. I know that there's a pasta dish where it's like oil and pepper or something like that to make an emulsification of a sauce in that way. Anyway. Wasn't it said that the lions seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on his scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Monkarma? I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. Huh. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. Reminds me that one time Edgeworth was like, I object, that was objectionable. What was it, during, well, I can't remember if it was during 1-3 or 1-5. I think it was 1-3 when he and, when Phoenix and Edgeworth teamed up to corner the one director lady he was trying to stall. I think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. You telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You don't mean. You can't mean. Witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright. Fortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, scarf, the lion, the wardrobe. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. I dropped Max's bust on top of the Ringmaster. Where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, if it was covered with the victim's blood, it would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something! This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Wouldn't they have searched Acro's room, though? There would have been anything. Should have come across almost anything. If they searched that place from top to bottom, they would have found it. Then why wasn't it found up until this point? I mean, this would be the natural reaction, right? This would be the natural reaction, is to request to search his room and then be like, oh ho ho, we didn't find anything, too bad. Might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but... Well, why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma total justice. Yes. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. And Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. We found what you think we found in that room. Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. See, Mr. Wright. The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the Ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. Not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Seems his case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Dang it, Maya. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Oh, snap. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bus now? No! Game, no. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. Oh boy. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this. Do you mind if I take the blanket off of your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You! You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. The bust. Obviously, I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. The only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. Now to be caught in the middle of the court hiding the murder weapon. No way I can escape that. You've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing! Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. Can't believe it. Me! Make a mistake! Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times, too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Sorry. Trigger warning. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Well, Max is not guilty. This court is adjourned. Yep, Franziska done messed up. She didn't even know it. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. You worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? He's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault! Sweetie pie. That and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. He's couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro? Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. That's true, and I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making that stuff up about Acro not wanting revenge. No? I mean, he's not dead, and I think after this, he's kind of had a little bit of a rude awakening, sadly.
Take that!
Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But, Dad! That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. And now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat for as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. It's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. Staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. Oh. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. It's quite the goal. Yay, I can't wait. And I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the Berry Big Circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max. Nick! It seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Dang it, Mo! Oh, Mo. See, what made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid, it really paid off just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. A game theory, no. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecution's office as soon as I get back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you. Mr. Edgeworth. He's alive! Our bully's living! Oh, man! Eddie makes a return! Let's go! Oh, man! Oh my gosh. I mean, I didn't figure he was dead, but the way that Phoenix kept talking about him and everything, it's like, what happened to our boy? Oh my gosh, he's alive. I mean, I know there's some like crazy wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff and everything. Is that, you know, of course, like Ace Attorney 1 ended with case 1-4. oops, ended with case 1-4. And like that was supposed to be the end of it, but then of course they had the DLC case where they introduced Emma and then the prosecutor's office and Edgeworth's car and everything. Sheesh, I'm trying to remember what happened with Edgeworth. Was that he was still around or he departed or something? And I think what the lore was supposed to be before they inserted 1-5, just from what I've heard, is that supposedly it was supposed to end there and then he was just gone. And the way that I think that 1-5 came out during or after Ace Attorney 2? Y'all can feel free to throw this in there. It's all out there now without any case 2-4 spoilers, of course. But just thinking about the timeline. But I think that the DLC case 1-5 came out either during or after Ace Attorney 2 or after it was already in development. So the way that they're talking, I think that they're talking about Edgeworth in regards to the end of case 1-4, where it's like after all of that, he just kind of wanted to give up, I guess it seems like. Which I think is where the confusion is in terms of timeline and Phoenix's attitude towards Edgeworth and all that. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I remember hearing. At least during the end of our playthrough of that. I think someone mentioned that between like case 1-4 and 1-5, that this was where 2 fell in. Such. I'm so glad our boy's alive! I mean, Phoenix is a great character, don't get me wrong, but just the redemption from Edgeworth, like, like Ace Attorney 1 is like all of Edgeworth is just his entire redemption arc from meeting him in case 2, giving him a defeat, him helping us, which is unheard of as the prosecution in 2-3, him being turned into a murder suspect in case 4, and then being redeemed by Phoenix and all of their history between them and Larry and whatnot. And then, I guess 1-5, again, DLC case, introducing Emma and all of that. It's I feel like this is what it was that his attitude was ending like the end of case of 1-4. So it would make sense that he would just up and vanish at the end of that, probably taking some time to reflect and everything, but then he's involved. So that's what Gumshoe meant. Gumshoe's been in contact with him the whole time. Because he's still like his subordinate. He's still like, his friend practically. So they were encouraged to do that or Francisco was encouraged to do the search by Edgeworth. I guess without knowing it was Edgeworth, because he already knew the case, because Gumshoe was telling him about the case, and he had such confidence in Phoenix. Oh my gosh. And he's gonna come back. Oh man, okay. Okay. Again, I can see in the very beginning, reflecting on all of case 2-3 right now that it's wrapped up, I can see why this is one of the weaker cases, just because of, Mo, unfortunately, and Trillo and Ben and all that, Regina and the logic and everything. It's like, it's kind of ridiculous, but that was the point of it. It was meant to be ridiculous, kind of like they said. It's as crazy and whimsical as the circus itself, so it only makes sense to turn it that way. But I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of redemption for Trillo and Ben other than, hey, we're gonna strive to be even better than we are now, which is good. I can only hope it improves Trillo's attitude. But also the kind of redemption for Mo. Like that he was just kind of this sad, washed up man that was just, doing his job the best he could, but he was struggling. And then all through this whole thing, he had his redemption arc where he was like, we've got to take care of the circus. Regina needs to know the truth. I need to step up. I need to be better. And he is. And oh my gosh, that was just such. I feel like the very end. It's kind of sad to say. It almost feels like case 2-3 could be two separate cases. It's still the same thing, but there's two separate cases where it's like the very beginning I wasn't crazy about it, but then going through this half of it was just like, ugh. It got so much better where Max turned around and was redeemed to all of his people. Like all the people, it's like, hey, if y'all are gonna want to keep getting better and y'all need the best person, and oh, I've got to step up and be a little more serious, even though I'm a clown and everything. And just, it was really well done. I appreciate that. Okay, that is saved. Okay, well, that is saved. I'm trying to think if there's any other thoughts that I had, but oh, I'm so glad Edgeworth is coming back. Oh, I mean, he really was one of my favorite characters from Ace Attorney 1. Like he was like the goat. Just all right. So, shall we watch the beginning? Shall we watch the intro to Case 2-4 just to get a kind of sense for it? Because we won't be playing this until next week. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Huh? Will it be last year's runner-up Jamming Ninja, or maybe Captain Saipan all the way from the lovely tropical isle of Saipan? I see the students of the certain starry school are ready to win, and Global Hero on Yokopan doesn't want to go home without the prize. We hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Whoa, the true hero of the night has appeared in our midst! It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai! Too bad, Jammin' Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Interesting. Gatewater Hotel. Oh my gosh. I see you, Capcom. I see you, or whoever. I guess whoever translated this. Gatewater. Watergate. Oh my. Oh man. Well, that'll just have to wait for next time, though. Ooh, so this is the final case, and I think I've heard, just from listening to people, I think I've heard that this is probably the best case in the entire game. Is this one right here? So I guess we'll see what happens next time. So we will continue this in the next week, which is the first week of May, which is fine. Tomorrow will be more Super Mario All-Stars Shuffler, which I will continue my playthrough of. Well, I finally freaking beat Super Mario Bros. 1 and get out of World 8-8 and beat the game. Well, I get past getting stuck in lost levels 6-4. Like I got stuck in 4-4. Will I make progress on Super Mario Bros. 2? Will we make any progress in Super Mario Bros. 3? Which I feel like we were doing pretty well. It's just a matter of me, literally getting good. Which this has been a challenge, but that's the fun of it, right? As for Friday, I'm still so torn. So chat, I really, really need y'all's input. If we can do that, I'm going to do a quick poll, so I do encourage everyone to take place in it. So Friday, what I had in mind is either, I don't know what game I would want to pick, but I need y'all to vote. Something I've been stuck in my mind for a while is that I've been getting the itch to play Super Mario RPG. Again, from people playing low level, from other things and whatnot. And I have been experimenting with playing the SMRPG randomizer. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of heckin' fun. Like, it's refreshing. Like, I've been practicing with some of the seeds just to see like how good it would be and how much of my logic and memory it is for it. And I gotta say, it's really easy to get into. If you follow I got a couple of things. I got a couple of resources. You follow this right here. This is where you can find out about the randomizer. It also gives a really nice guide into what things you need to look for in terms of logic, what your checks are, and everything. There's even an open tracker made by Pidge01. Like, I know that the SMRPG randomizer is like her passion project, being the walking encyclopedia that she is. So, and it's kind of looking like that's a steal. 100% SMRPG. Again, we have a couple more seconds. If there's any other, a short game was either going to be Evo Land 1. It was going to be one we could do a one and done. I didn't want to start any of the other big games like Breath of the Wild or any of our childhood challenge stuff like Legend of Zelda 1 or Link to the Past or anything like that just yet. Because Friday's going to be for like short fun stuff that's either the randomizer or it's going to be a short game. It's kind of looking like it's going to be the randomizer, which I am completely fine with. With all the settings I've got turned on, I've had a palette swap, party randomized, key items shuffled, the stars you have to find through all the random boss battles and mini boss battles, even the hidden boxes, the box chest bosses scattered throughout the land. And it's taken I think it's taken about 3 to 4 hours, 4-ish hours for me to complete one seed. That's actually a really good time, but I've gotten sucked into playing those. So I think that is what our plan will be for Friday, which I am totally fine with. I mean, heck, if I get tired of Super Mario All-Star Shuffler, we don't make enough progress and drives me crazy. We might just start playing more SMRPG randomizer going forward. Oh man. Again, I don't want to start another big case before we think about cutting, because we've been going about 4 or 5 hours, which I think is a good time, and whatnot. So, that is where we're going to call it. So, thank you everyone so much that has watched, whether you've lurked or chatted. I've appreciated all of you being here. All of you being here and watching and enjoying the suspense and seeing how my playthrough, well, played out and all of my excitement for it. Oh man. I look forward to more. Now, again, we will start 2-4 next week. So if you've continued to enjoy yourself, I do encourage you to join us next week. If you enjoyed yourself, I do encourage you to follow. If you want to stay up with us, I also encourage you to join the community Discord with that link in the chat so you'll know when we're going live, what our schedule is. You'll be able to share a whole bunch of neat things like food, gardening, animals, good times, sad times, and all that in between, as well as game news. You'll be able to talk and interact with me and everything. It's a bunch of lovely people, and I'm really happy with the community we've got going on here. So I do encourage you to join that if you want to stay up with it. The other thing is, all of these playthroughs are going on YouTube. So if there's anything you've been missing, that is where they are going, is on the YouTube. It's another completely free, easy to access way for you to find all the story VODs that we've played in the last year and a half-ish or so. We just wrapped up all of Final Fantasy XIV, the finale of Endwalker posted this week. And we're continuing to upload the Super Mario All-Star Shuffler, the Ace Attorney 2 cases and parts are being uploaded, and that is the best way to find all of the VOD goodness and everything.